going to miss this. Going to see Captain America. Hope. Oh, snaps. I forgot that came out. Man, I have been out of the loop, y'all. I've been out of the loop. Anyway, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome in. For those that's new here, I go by the name of Trapvision 3D. And I'm going to talk about watches today, man. So we're going to have some rants. We're going to have a number of things, some watch reviews and stuff like that. We're just going to kick it, kind of talk. But if you're catching this on a replay, I would love to get your feedback on the topic at hand. So today I'm going to be talking about watch reviewers, YouTubers, what's new. Let's do the wrist check real quick. I have on the Cincinnati Field Watch. Right, there you go. This is the Cincinnatus. And, of course, I wore it because it's maroon dial. It kind of goes with what I got going on here. But I'm going to be talking about some other watches, too. I have a couple of them sitting out here waiting to be discussed. What's up, Corey? What's going on? All right, so for those that, of course, a lot of you guys know this. I've been off of YouTube for a little bit. Tragedy struck. But I am slowly getting back into doing this. And it is a tough road. So I have actually been off of researching. I've been off of looking at YouTube. But with that, I have a new, outlook on life, of course. But I took a day looking at YouTube and oh my gosh. So get ready for the rant. There are a number of channels I will name because I'm cool with some of these people. DK from the degenerate watch collector himself. I watched a video where I thought it was very interesting. Him just talking about YouTubers. You guys have, and I can't tell you what. Just go check out his channel. I actually have it. I think it's in one of my. If you go in my community tab, you will see he's one of the channels that I recommend that you watch, because his reviews aren't like your basic reviews. He's not even monetized, which he could be, but he's not even monetized, so he's not getting any money from YouTube. And I'm not sure how many companies send him watches, but he's a channel that if he don't like the watch, he's gonna tell you he doesn't like the watch. Ripsaw Joe, what's going on, man? Jay Jones in the building. Good to see you guys in the chat. So let's dive into a topic I wanted to hit. Is I was watching, and I don't know this guy, but I was watching This Watch, That Watch. He did a very interesting take on watches and YouTube community. And I want to go over a watch that I think is one of, it's not running right now, but one of my favorite watches of all times is this Tissot right here. And I was watching watches with Dennis, and he literally did a video on, was it the Morgan Stanley report? So last year for 2023, the top 10 watch companies, I believe Tissot was like number 10. Hamilton was in there, I believe. And then, was Hamilton there? I know Tissot was, and Longines. I think Longines, number 7 or something like that. At any rate, Dennis goes over this year's or 2024's standings of who has the largest market share. Of course, Rolex is going to be number 1. And it showed, or from his report, he shows that Tudor actually took a nosedive. It's not in the top 20. Went from number 17 to some underneath whatever. I don't know. I forgot what place he said. But he made a comment during that about Carl Bucher, right? And I talked to, who was it? I talked to a member over at Moria Jewelers, and they were discussing this in January, that Rolex was going to pull the plug. I didn't feel the need to talk about it because Carl Bucher, and I will stand with Dennis on this one, I don't care about Carl Bucher. The only reason I knew about that company was because of John Wick. That's it. And I went to go look at Carl Bucher, and I was like, oh, they cool looking watches. They got a dive watch that is, I'm like, why is that watch, why does it cost so much? So with that being said, he was talking about that, people didn't like what he said. So they literally, some people gave him a thumbs down. And what's something I've been seeing on YouTube, YouTubers have been really emphasizing on you guys subscribing and clicking onto the channel, man. It's like it's been an emphasis on that. You know, some channels that normally don't do that, they may mention it like, hey, you want to click here, but they're on it, right? Yeah, I want to just stay in a place where I enjoy what I do, which is watching. So let's get back into this watch, right? This coming full circle. Seeing that Tissot is one of the companies that made it into the top 10 most purchased watches. Now, I don't know if it's millions. I don't know the number of watches being sold, and I can only speculate or guesstimate that the PRX is possibly the #1 seller for Tissot, where YouTubers, this is where YouTubers come in at. YouTubers have shown or talked about their disdain for, or just being tired of the PRX. It's overplayed. Yeah, let me tell y'all what I said. There you go. There goes the degenerate right there. Brazil? No, I do not. What's going on, Bob Cohen in there? I would. Hey, you know what? I would love to come to Turkey. I promise I would. Hey, buddy, good to see you. I seen that. Let me get back to this. The PRX in our I guess in our little niche community, yeah, you may get tired of seeing that integrated bracelet. You're getting tired of hearing about the PRX being a, you know, just like a phenomenal workhorse or whatever the case is because of the price. But I briefly looked at Skylar did a live today. They don't care about who likes and who don't. Now, I'm not saying they don't listen or hear about, you know, this community, because with YouTubers that have over 100,000 subscribers, they got influence. They have influence. Are they always right though? Are they always right? You know, let's talk about this for a second. I'm gonna talk about something I said last year. But this right here, 1938. This one, I still stand on this. I consider this to be the best watch for me, right? Being that I collected Invicta, and Invicta is like 3 times bigger than this. And here, I even have an example. Look how much bigger. They're side by side. Look how much bigger this watch is. Oh, guess what? I don't have to put a little cutout in there, man. I have an actual Invicta piece. I know with some people, they'll have to put a little cutout. And this is where I don't agree with the some of the YouTubers and the trained professionals, I guess, or they consider themselves professional. What hasn't been factored in is, one, again, Tissot sells a lot of watches. Invicta sells a lot of watches. And I can tell you, I see more Invicta watches out in the wild than I do Tissot. Hands down. I see more Rolex than I see this. And just about, I see more Rolexes out in the wild than this one. And I would have to say this bad boy right here. Any Casio. G-Shocks, these bad boys right here. I see a lot of these out in the wild more than your typical like off-brand. Oh, I ain't gonna call them off-brand, but I don't see Tissot as much. Every once in a while I'll see it Tissot. I was surprised to see an Islander in the hood. That one blew my mind. Somebody other than me wearing an Islander, I said, yo, that's crazy. Like, yeah, that was phenomenal. Kimosabi, let me see. DK's here. Hey, Bob, still there. Ripsaw Joe. All right, and we got Brazil. And somebody asked me if I want to be a Muslim. Nah, man, I got no problems, man. I don't feel like all that. I do not. Hear me. All right, so this is what I can tell you about this watch right here. It's 39 millimeter timepiece. Is flat. Is chronometer certified, and I can throw stats at you. Sapphire crystal. It does not have lume whatsoever. And this watch was actually when it was reviewed by a number of people, they said that's the only downside to this watch, is it does not have lume. Now, this is where I have a problem with the reviewers, because for the most part, there are a number of big YouTubers that will scream about the history of the watch, the history of the brand, what they've accomplished, and they're romanticizing uh, the existence of this brand and what they've done, what they do currently. And what Tissot did was brought back an actual piece from their 30s during the Great Depression. There was a lot going on when this watch originally came out, right? And for me, it means a lot more because this watch, when it first came out, was around the $200 mark, right? And you think about, there were families, and I mentioned this during my review, that there were families that didn't make $1,000 in a year, let alone trying to buy a $200 watch. That's like, yeah, that's a major part of your wages, your yearly wages. And the fact that I can go out and buy this watch, which was $1,000, is chronometer certified, which I know anybody that knows what it takes for a watch to be chronometer certified, your movement goes through, is basically basic training for your watch. It has to go through just more testing than your typical, right? And I have this watch. I own it. It's comfortable. The way it looks, the style, everything. It doesn't have to have lume. I love the second hand, and I love the anthracite dial. Everything about this watch is great. It's great. It doesn't pull the hairs. It's a great watch. And for the price proposition, it makes it even better, considering that where we are right now. How much would you spend on a watch, man, that you actually like? How much of YouTube has influenced you to buy other watches, right? Or going to chase after your Rolexes, your Tudors, your Breguets, all of that other stuff, right? You know, there are some watches that are hype. The PRX is a hype watch. Would you guys agree with me on that one? It is a hype watch. So that brings me down to this, you know, is YouTubers, like big YouTubers, I don't agree with some of the stuff they say. And then, you know, for some, I ain't gonna say for the most part, in some cases, you will hear about the exact same watch every time, or the same brand. You know, how many times have we talked about or heard about, you know, the Rolexes and things of that nature? Now, in the title, this is what I want to cover. No. Before I get to that, what up, Watchman 54? One thing I love to see on 2024's Switch Watch Reports is FC grew over 40%. My Aragon birthday box came in yesterday. Oh, snaps. What are we ranting about? Oh, we're ranting about YouTubers, reviews. Our reviews actually reviews, or, you know, like pay reviews. I'm going to be talking about that too. And that's just briefly. I mean, because I don't want to lose my place, because I want to talk about something I said. If a company sends you a watch, right? I don't know. Let's play this game real quick. Just imagine that you guys have a YouTube channel, or you are a some type of source, some type of media source, and you do reviews on whatever. It could be food, it could be shoes, it could be cruising and things of that nature. But you have a company say, hey, you know what? You're always out and about. We would love for you to try this watch out, see how you like it, and just tell the people how you like it, right? Would you feel that you would be obligated to say something nice about this company because they tell you you can keep the watch? No problem. It's yours. And you look at the watch, you see, let's say the watch of the, let's say Monta. Let's say Monta sent you a watch and they gave it to you for free, right? And they gave you their dive watch. Can't remember the name of the dive watch, but and that watch is like $2,400. So you have a $2,400 watch, and you may like it or you may not. But would you give that thing the proper review it deserves? And I'm just asking because, like, they gave it to you. Why would you say something bad about this, you know, this watch? Or would you take the stance of some people? Because I've listened to some reviews, and I'm never calling anybody out. Some reviews where they're very objective, and they're like, well, you know what? They gave me this watch, but I'm going to let them have it. And they dance and make it pretty. And that's just from my perspective because I'm a consumer. I watch, I listen. This isn't me hating on nobody. I'm just like, some people aren't believable when they do. When they get a watch, I'm like, I'm gonna have to try this watch out for myself because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe you're motivated by that. You know what I'm saying? So just, I mean, you don't have to put it in a chat if that's the case. But I just feel that some people, when they get watches, they don't tell the truth. They won't. They're gonna always, you know what I'm saying? And there was a point. I was, like I said, I haven't been watching reviews. I haven't been watching much of YouTube, but in the past few days, I've just kind of gorged a little bit. There was a point that was made that it's actually pretty hard, or you know what I'm saying, you don't want to say nothing negative about a company that just, because you may be in a position where by you putting that watch up, there'll be more views, there'll be more people, you'll become credible and stuff like that. And now you're like, oh man, but then you also pick the companies that you like anyway. So I'm like, would you pick a company? Now, I don't see many. I haven't seen anybody really do a deep blue review. They're very few, very few people. And if there are people doing deep blue reviews, YouTube isn't recommending them to me, so I can't say. I'm just telling you from what I get, and even with me searching watch reviews for 2025, watch reviews for 2024, dive watch reviews, all like I'm just putting it in there, and I don't see deep blue or Aragon for that matter. The only time I see Aragon is when Wayne will put that on there, and then it'll start recommending other people. Let me get into the chat real quick because I just seen something. And don't tell me $1,000 is affordable if you're not spending the money. Woo! As long as a watch does what the brand says it do, then I'm happy. But don't gaslight me for having basic expectations for an expensive watch. Okay. Let's see. Bob, I got the Seafoam texture dial. Oh, you talking about what you got? People don't understand the PRX is the selling point for Tissot. Then Tissot wants customers to look at other models, Gentleman, C-Star, Heritage Collection, etc. Which I think the Gentleman and the C-Star are amazing watches. Man, I haven't bought a watch in over, sheesh. Well, they big man. Hey, DK, you have a way with words, sir. You have a way with words. What's up, Sing? Afternoon, gents. Gotta be a little quiet. Trying to adjust my new glasses. Very strong. Ooh. Vic, brother Trap, full of life. How are you doing today? I'm actually right in this very moment. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. This very moment. Hey, bro, this. Thank you, Vic. This channel is for watches, man. Get out of here, man. Don't excite me, bro. Don't get me excited, like, real quick. If you came and said Donald Trump watches, what's your take on it? Then all right, cool. I'm like, you want to cause a fight? No politics here. That's what I'm talking about. Get them up out of here. All right. So this watch right here, I highly recommend. If you can find this one, just know that it's discontinued. So whatever company has this available, and this Tissot offers discounts, like I think up to 20%. So you may be able to find this watch for a decent price. This one, mine is not for sale. It would have to be a cold day, rough day. It would have to be something traumatic for me to part with this. No, not doing it. All right, now Tudor. No, hold up. I said I was going to talk about something. In 2023, when that came around, I said 2024 was going to be the year of microbrands. And I just said it again this year. Did I lie about that? Or was I, no, I didn't lie about that. I felt that. And I think in some ways it's true. But when you look in the grand scheme of things, there's a small amount of people that actually like microbrands. I mean, extremely small amount of people. Now, there was an increase with the amount of people that jumped into microbrands. So I will say, yes, it was a great year for And it was the microbrands was the year for most people that collect microbrands. So in a way, I didn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't false. I still feel that same way right now because I want to bring up my next watch that's and I'll get into Tudor in a second, but my Hamilton Khaki King. Do I think this watch is amazing? Yes, I do. Spec wise, the water resistancy, not at all. Not at all. In comparison, let me see. Do it say it on the back? Water resistant is 5 bar. Is 5 bar. And for a field watch, I don't feel that that is exceptional. Where this one, let's take this off, because Cincinnati Watch Company does the same thing. Now, granted, this bracelet did not come with this watch. I bought this bracelet off of Amazon. So you have an ETA-based movement in here, right? That gives you the date and the day of the week at the very top. And the Cincinnati Watch Company gives you a Salida 200 sapphire crystal. Both of them have sapphire crystal. Both of them stainless steel. This one gives you 10 atmospheres of water resistancy, which gives you a lot. It's more than this one, right? Price-wise, you're talking about, what, $650, $700 around that price range ish. Where this one was at the time $499. And I believe they just made a different version of this, and I think that watch is like, it's still under $600, but they give you more. But then, did you guys see Canopy, the Field One? If you pre-order that, and I don't have the watch in my hand, and I don't get anything by telling you this, but if you go to Canopy's website, the last time I checked, which was last night, there was 19 pre-orders, and I can't remember. I think they're trying to get 60 orders. And if you don't get that watch, if they don't, if they don't make their pre-order list, they'll refund you your money. I actually want the watch. The loom is a lot better. And as far as what I look at on paper, you getting Vickers. So the hardness on this watch, if you just go by the specs from the Wake One in comparison to this one, Hamilton. I absolutely love Hamilton for one reason and one reason only. Is because this was worn by a lot of people that I respected in the military. And their ties to the military, their ties to America, right? But other than that, today's Hamilton does not reflect what they could be for the price. Because now you have companies like Canopy, you have companies like Swiss Watch Company, you have companies like Cincinnati Watch Company. These micro brands are eating their lunch when it comes to what they're offering. So did I lie about this year being the year of micro brands? No, because there's more and more people. They, like, even with the District Times is coming up. They moved to another location because it's getting bigger and bigger each year. Because these micro brands, and I will say this about YouTubers, these YouTubers are stating that, well, micro brands are just grabbing some off-the-shelf movement and slapping it in a watch and giving it to the consumer. Well, oh my gosh, here we go. Rant. Did you consider that everybody can't buy Rolex? Did you consider that everybody cannot buy Breguet? Everybody cannot buy something over $2,000. Some people can't buy over a $500 watch. And going up to a $500 watch is a stretch. Let's bring in Tudor. This right here was based off of a Tudor, right? The Black Bay Pro. This watch comes in with the NH34, where the Tudor, of course, is a Swiss movement, their own movie, I guess Kinesi or whatever. Possibly, I could be wrong. I don't know enough about the Black Bay Pro, but I do know it's expensive. If you were to get that watch right now, it's going to be over $3,000. And I like the designs. And I'm going to tell you this. Tudor, I like the designs of Tudor. Absolutely. I like the designs of Rolex, of the GMT Master 2. I love the Submariner, of course. I don't have an example of... Did I bring my Pro Diver? No, I have an Invicta Pro Diver 9937 OB with the Salida movement that looks just like a Submariner. And speaking to those of you that own Tudor and Rolex, and you have brand loyalty, I am not here to debate that at all. I respect your position because you stand by what you like. I get that, just like Nike or just like Tesla or Chevy or Ford. People love what they love, right? But where I have a problem with is some of the YouTubers that get on there and you will take an advantage. You'll take advantage of knocking down one of these brands where somebody like we need to tell people about that. Those that dare take that challenge, that are YouTubers, whether you big or small, give people alternatives. I think some people will take pride in the fact that, like this, if you are from Cincinnati, right, and you didn't know that you're right there in your city, they're making these watches and you want to support, you're all Cincinnati, right? That's like all my Chicago brands, Fair and Swift, Oak and Oscar. I'm pretty sure there's some others that I'm missing, but Haim, like these watches that are made in your city or your state, why not talk about them? Case in point, Kokomo Watch Company. This one right here is made just for, well, not just for me, but actually this one is because it got my number in it. Like I have my own number and they made this for me when I got my 3,000 subscribers, right? And again, there's a new version of this too. There's a new version. You'll see this upcoming for minutes and hours. But hold up, let me see, Vic. Let me get into the comments real quick. DK got his tool on today. Oh, what did DK say? Hold on. Let me get back into this. Ristful, Christopher White. What up? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get back into this. Tudor took a big plunge in. Oh, yeah, they did. If you looked at. Yeah. I saw that, bro. I looked at it, YouTube. You'd think it would be one of the top watch brands. Yeah, man, because Tudor is always talked about. The TV is so much clearer now. Oh, okay. Of course, we all agree Tudor is the best. Am I right, boys? Yes, listen, I'm still in the concept. I've done this in the car before, but I saw Skyler do his, and I know he's been doing it in the car. I was going to get something to eat, but I got a dinner date at 3. So I said I didn't want to go to any restaurants. I said I'm gonna just jump in the car. You see that tree over there? That tree's been dead for a long time. But it is what it is. Yeah. Note DK. Tudor took a big plunge. Okay. I've seen black soldiers in the pool trap. You better hope they're not even in 5 bar. Oh. Hey, Trap, what's going on? Ristful, what are your thoughts on Aragon watches? What are my thoughts? I absolutely love them. Thank you for you're leading me along. Hold on, I'm going to get into that in just a second. Hold up, give me a second. What are your thoughts on Aragon watches? Aragon is the real god tier watch. Hamilton might not win in the white market, but there are plenty of excellent prices if you're patient enough. Yeah. 27 in here. Hit that thumbs up. Yeah. PA Aragons are nice. Depends on what you're diving for. Most people watch collections are limited to their credit limit. Don't keep up with the Joneses because the Joneses ain't real. Unless you J. Jones and you got every watch there is anyway. A lot of watch YouTubers say stupid things while not being considerate of people's pocketbooks. Hey, CW, I'm telling you, man. Vic, I'm rocking the Seiko, so go ahead and stay wrong. Yeah. All right, 41 coming soon. Maryland Watchworks, South Baltimore, Townsend Watches. Yup, Aragons are awesome. Trap, almost didn't recognize you without the brick wall. Yeah, I'm in the truck right now, man. I'm in the truck. All right, so a lot of great comments in here, man. And I appreciate you guys being here. This is actually very therapeutic for me. I've been struggling. I have been struggling these past few days. So I've been doing my best to So I've been eyeballing the Orient Triton in green lately. I don't know if I'm going to go with that or Aragon. Man, Man, let me get into Aragon real quick, man. Let me get into my Aragon bag, man. Is this the proper time to say shout out to my man Wing? You know what I'm saying? He out there doing big things. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to. I just want to say that. Aragon. Aragon has his own design language. He gives so much for so little, right? He's definitely in the market to make money. He has to be making money. And I feel that Wing is in a position, a great position, to continue to do what he's doing with the watch. Man, because he makes it fun. It's like, it's so enjoyable getting a watch that is like, this is titanium. And you got just ceramic bezels, sapphire. It's beautiful. And I actually have another one that has a sapphire bezel. And the bold colors, the materials, right? That, and it's almost like Wing is sitting there looking at, what do people want? What do people talk about? What do they listen to? And yes, these big YouTubers and some that aspire to be big YouTubers are talking about, like, how easy is it for you to talk about Rolex? If I change my channel to talk about Rolex, Brigade, and Omega, I could very well get 2,000 to 3,000 views per video, possibly, depending on how I present it, where I go to do it. I possibly, not always the case, because I've talked about Omega, but seeing that I've talked about Invicta for years, I've talked about brands that are affordable brands, which, yo, I was sitting back, and when I started getting back into collecting watch, or I haven't personally bought a watch this year yet. Regardless of what's going on, I was looking at, where do I want to buy, because I've experienced so many different watches, and now I'm knowing that, okay, there's some watches that I'm really not feeling. Like this one right here, absolutely don't ever want to get rid of this, and I will never get rid of this. This one was $175, and it has a Miyota 9015, which also opens up the door to Wing has something special going on, man, because how many companies you know outside of Long Island that will give you a watch with a high beat? Because people, like, once it hits YouTube, once it's talked about, depending on who it is. And granted, I have given the ladies an opportunity as far as, you know, let me see what they have to say, because this is a male dominated field as far as YouTubers and stuff like that. There's all these guys are talking about watches. So I gave the ladies a chance, and there are some women that are fun that you listen to. There's one that I know she's not on here because she got sick or whatever, but she was spicy with her deliverance and stuff like that. Very crisp videos. But then there are some that will talk about Rolex to death, right? And I'm like, every other video, I'm like, God, dog, can you talk about something else? You do a good job delivering, but, you know, and I'm not swayed by what other people say about these YouTubers. I don't. As a consumer, I make my own judgment. I don't need nobody telling me if a YouTuber, like DK, for example, they wrote I know some people that don't like DK. DK is very open and, yeah, very blunt on how what he feels. But it's nobody, if I don't watch DK, if I don't like DK, that's because I don't. But I go and watch, and I'm like, man, I laugh. I'm like, uh-oh, he about to stir the pot. This man about to, okay, hold up. Oh, I love wearing my Aragon. Afternoon, people. Oscar, what's going on? Aragon doesn't get a lot of attention online, and that's good. The algorithm favors meteorocracy. Yes. Oh, thank you for saying that, bro. Thank you for saying that, because guess what? Hold up. Let me get back to something. This Tissot right here, right? This watch was rated, and some said, hey, man, it should have lume. It should have this. It's a good watch, but if it had much more, God, dog, is that you want the watch to be everything? Like, dude, sometimes just put the information out, man. Let us decide if we like the watch or not. You know what I'm saying? And then there's watches. I'm gonna give you an example. I got a watch right here that I like, the Spinnaker Dumas, right? But I learned that, not so much. You can barely see it, but like, let's see if you can see it. There's a little wear on there. Hold up, do I got my? I don't know if I got my hands with me. So you see where the bracelet actually meets, right there. on the case, on the lug opening. It puts like a little indentation right there, and this is bead blasted, and you don't see it when it's on your wrist. But once you take it off, you'll see a little bit slight discolor. You see that right there, discoloration. You see slight discoloration, but other than that, I think the watch is amazing. I even saw a review where they said that lobster claw style, like it's not size proportionate to the rest of the watch. I think it just puts an emphasis on, hey, look, if you really dive in this watch, you'll be able to see it with the lume, and the lume is adequate. I like the lume on this watch. But I know I would never get another Dumas because I'm not in love with it. I'm not. I like the whole more than I like this. Is this watch suitable for people that like robustness? Yes. Yes. Is the price right for what you're getting? And then people that's, you can hate or despise the NH35, but consider this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching a YouTuber for reviews and they're telling you that you need to go out and buy a Brigade, if they're telling you that you need to go out and buy any watch that's well over the 5,000 luxury tool watches and stuff like that, always consider this. If you're going to buy a luxury car or a car period, you do have to maintain that thing. So you may not like the maintenance costs when it's time to get that watch repaired. Or imagine that you damaged the watch. Imagine you take your watch on vacation and you forgot to screw it down and water's forcing there, because you get in the ocean, that's different than pool water. The pressures in the ocean, oh, that's going right. You got the thing that unscrewed, done. You're done. And you got water inside your $2,000 or $3,000 watch. You come back home. Now you got to spend the rest of your vacation sick, and that water just sitting in there. Especially if you imagine if it happened day one and you're on a 5-day or 7-day or even a 2-week vacation, and you got to have that all that time that water sitting there. You finally get it back to a shop. You got to send it off, and all this other stuff is being shook around in there. That water, by the time it gets there, and they're like, yep, you did a doozy on this one, man. So yeah, we can get it fixed for you. Like, okay, what's the price? That'll be $2,500. And you're like, what? I paid $2,500 for the watch. Well, yeah, but the water, the movement, we have to replace everything. We got to put new gaskets. I'm like, man, the crystal, we got to clean all this other stuff and everything they got to do. Yeah, it's set up rust. So basically, we got to get new parts. We got to do everything. Overhaul. And you're talking about $2,500. Are you prepared to pay that? Sorry about that, y'all. Are you prepared? I love wearing my Aragons. I'm tired of seeing all the Rolex and higher end watch content. It's like watching videos about airplanes. Oh, man. It's like watching videos about airplanes. I don't know why that's so funny. That's crazy, bro, because I'm just picturing it. Funny, but that $10 Super Bowl coupon from Aragon is burning a hole in my pocket, man. Yes, it's a Dumas. It reminds me of Samurai. Hey, Noctua. Hey, bro. Your watch is highly favored. I told you, when I do start buying your watch, I'm sold. Bro, I was sold already, but I was watching your video, man. Amazing video. And I didn't even care about imperfection, man. If you ever get rid of that one, bro, because I talked to you on the phone when you was messing with it. Hey, bro, look. I like your design. I like the design language, man. And I'll get back into that. Gotta pay to play. I just ordered the Italian twine red tails. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you got me hyped right now. I'm gonna tell you something. Honestly, man. Hold up, I got some other watches in here. Now, at my job, this is all I need, right? This is all I need. I'm in management, man, but I don't, like, for what I do, I'm still busy. I'm a working manager, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm doing stuff. I'm doing truck. I'm doing all this other stuff, man. And, of course, I'm training. I will knock my watch around. I will hit, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing stuff. I'm active. So, this is perfect for me. Or G-Shock is perfect for what I do. That's it. I don't need to wear analog. And if I do, I have worn Where are you, baby boy? I've worn this, my Kokomo piece, which I absolutely dig this watch. I dig this watch so much. And yes, because of what this watch means, in the design language, I just like it. I like the watch. You know what I'm saying? And, I think at times, a lot of YouTubers, they talk against the watches. And even with the Invicta community, so I'm going to say this, because I just saw the Gentry's video on Glycine. And Glycine got that new piece out there. Y'all seen that new combat sub Glycine? Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, I like that watch, man. That is a must-have timepiece. And I did bring a watch with me today, man. One of my favorite Glycines that will never leave my collection ever, 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 ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it come down to it. And if my kids are watching, this is yeah. I always say that with watches that's important. This is like the lug on this. The lug is like 50 millimeter, right? And some like, hey, it's too big, it's too this, it's too that. Yes, for you. Have you ever considered as a YouTuber, this is not for y'all, that's not YouTubers, but for the YouTubers that are saying something is too this or too that, that is your personal preference. Now, I can tell you for me, for my 7.25-inch wrist, this watch fits amazing. I love the way it looks on the wrist. I love what it represents. I love the history of the watch. This isn't the original bracelet, but it is a Glycine bracelet that you can actually switch over to the Airman or any other combat sub. Now, I don't know if it's going to fit on the new combat sub because I don't know if it's 22 millimeter. But like this, what it looks like on the wrist, right? This thing is under, like, it's 10.9 millimeters. And so it sits flat. Comes with the Salida 2824 in this thing. This watch keeps great time. It has adequate lume. It's comfortable. I love the history. I love the font. It's just, and it's a 60-click bezel, which I don't hardly ever use that bezel. I do like the indentation at the top because it shows you it's at the 12. I like this watch. I like everything about this watch. I love the dimensions. I think this watch is great just for me. You may like this watch. Do you know that with an Invicta collector, because of what's happened in the past few years, a lot of Invicta collectors have just screamed to the top of their lungs, what is Invicta doing? They're putting out this and they're not doing what they used to do. And some have, look, what's the alternative? Okay, Aragon. All right. Because people are used to spending anywhere from $85 to $200. I'm going to just say $85 to $300. $85 to $300. That's what an Invicta collector would. And just think about it. I'm going to show you this since we used this as an example earlier. Look at this right here. And for those that are looking at this that don't like Invicta, you don't like their what they stand for, this watch is so untraditional. And look at how wavy, look at all the different designs, the angles, the textures, the colorway, the size, everything about this watch, the materials. There's a Swiss movement in that thing. There's so much about this watch that makes people excited. A lot of people, and I'm telling you, you'll see this watch in the wild more or faster than you see any other watch, like your Tissot or even Glycine. I don't even see Glycine that often. And when I do, it's an Airman. If I ever see, because I've seen Airmans out in the wild, every once in a while I see an Aragon. Definitely see Invicta all day, every day. I mean, every day, not every, but every day. Yup, I'm ghetto today. Like your boy for that Super Bowl halftime. Ghetto is what he's been called. Me too. Those Nocturas are nice. You know I always got you, Trap. Thank you, bro. Those digital watches is what umpires in the MLB wear. Nothing wrong with it, but honestly, it's not exotic enough for me. And look, and that's, you know what? That's something that you have to learn is your design language. That is most important. You have to learn your design language. And I'll tell you, sometimes, like, you can get with a YouTuber or look at your favorite YouTuber and, like, you love the way they display. You love the way how crisp their videos look. And you love some of the watches. But, like, again, like it was said earlier, it's like watching airplanes. Airplanes are amazing to look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, the thing is massive. But it's like, okay, cool, I'm over it. And some things aren't meant to get Some things you're not able to get. You're not in a position to buy that stuff, man. And that's why I'm so glad that there's so many YouTubers, man. And I encourage the smaller YouTubers, man. Your channel may not be growing as fast as you wanted to, man, but you're providing a service. You're providing a breakaway from the everyday blah blah blah. You are, whether you know this or not, man. And I still have to go over and finish watching Skylar's live today. Because there's some vital information. There's things, like he was talking about the notice timepiece, which I considered. I was like, because I'm on Watch Crunch every day. I've been posting on Watch Crunch. I just don't put any text in there because I just post a picture, man. I'm trying to get my badges, honestly. Most Watch YouTubers have baby wrists. There's no Salida 2824. There's a 2824. There's a Salida. Did I say Salida? I meant to say Etta. If I said Salida, that's because I'm talking fast. Oh, hold up. Come on, guy. Get it together. Oh, Mr. Bud. Mr. Blood. People make mistakes, man. Don't get your panties in a bunch because I misspoke. Don't get your panties in a bunch, man. If I said that, it is what it is. Kraken is amazing. Mr. Buzz, relax. He knows his stuff. He misspoke. That's the thing about people, like on another thing on YouTube, because I had people that talk about, and granted, that's fine. You have a right to say what you got to say, man. You know what I'm saying? But like, I can tell you that I would never mistreat my craft. I would never mistreat my YouTube channel or my community because you guys are amazing to me. And I'm going to come across people, and rightfully so, you have a right to say what you got to say. I don't knock you for that. I don't even take, like, y'all, I'm not even getting mad at stuff that I used to before because life is short. As some of you guys know why I say that, man. Life is short, and I don't want to spend time wasting away on somebody, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've had some of the dumbest comments put in here. That wasn't a dumb one. It was just like, matter of fact, who was that months ago? And I was calling it, what was I saying? I was mispronouncing. I was calling it Tag Howard instead of Tag Warrior. And somebody was so irritated in the chat. They were so irritated. I said, my bad, bro. I said, forgive me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if somebody just, that person just was like, well, you sound ignorant. You sound stupid. That's why, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, bro. It's not that serious. But, yeah, man, life looks so much different to me right now, man. And this is the part of the show I will tell you, I didn't know if I was gonna come back. I didn't know if I wanted to come back. And my heart still hurts, man. My heart still hurts every day, man. But I know that I know my son would love for me to continue doing what I'm doing, and that's like just the way we were. So I enjoy doing this, and I will continue to do this. I just look at this stuff a little different, man. And if I can provide a service to where people know about alternatives to a lot of that, just the offset, it's like a balance. And that's why I appreciate a lot of the channels that give balance, because you're talking about a number of different watches that you can go and purchase. But let's be honest, brand names are important. We talked about Tudor and Rolex. But what about Nomadic? Nomadic is a Belfast brand that gives you that look of that dive watch, right? Give you a Swiss movement. That was they purchased this Salida, or no, yeah, the Salida. Got me self-conscious now, man. I'm like, I gotta make sure I know what I'm saying now. They purchased Salida movement, but they built it and regulated in Belfast, Ireland. And I'm going to tell you, hold on, let me take this off the cushion. I'm going to tell you, granted, this watch is over $1,000, man. This watch is over $1,000. No ghost movement, regulated. This watch is built like a brick house. It fits, it just, they shortened the lug. I think it went from like a 48 to 47 or 46 and a half, something like that. I know I'm wrong. Just look it up. Get the actual specs. But they did shorten the lug. And this watch fits amazingly well. And then like on the fly adjustments and stuff like that, you don't have to do no special tools. Once you get it sized, the thing is sized, and you have screw pins, right? It's a great watch, but you don't have to spend, if you like the Tudor look, because how many people, honestly, man, like, do you really care about the movement? Some people don't care about the movement. Some people don't. Let's be honest. Some people do not care about the movement, man. It's just the fact of having it. Like, hey, my watch can go 1,000 meters, but do you really need it to go 1,000 meters? Could you have purchased a watch that had the similar look, like Sam Martin? Could you have purchased a watch with a similar look, similar style, and it fits your design language? That is the most important. That's not talked about, or let's say encouraged. Homage of a Tudor. Yep. Exactly. I love car content, but I will never own a Porsche or Ferrari. We must be realistic about the buying power of most people. Yeah. But yeah. Like every other company, new management at the top are doing dumb things. That's probably Invicta's problem. Idiots hiring other idiots. As a result, you got a huge mess. Yeah, man, that Invicta just dropped the ball. For the under $500 bar, Aragon knocks it out the park. Heck yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you, man. He got some... JJ out of here. All right, Jay. We got about 7 minutes, and I'll be out of here too, because I got to get over to the dinner date. I recently got into building watches. I rebuilt a Seiko Samurai that only salvageable parts was the case, but that opened up the door of building, and there's tons of awesome options for it. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, for better price. I think in this hobby that we love so much, right? Hobby of ours. Thinking about there's so many different options that we can go with watches. There's so many different avenues. And then you can buy a watch and not buy another one and just buy straps for it. You can buy different bracelets for it. You can dress that thing up, man, like a Ken doll. Like, yeah. And I'm using that example, man, because that's reality. That's reality. And it was something that I was listening to Skylar say. At the end of the day, this is a business for a ton of these companies: Seiko, Citizen, Bulova. Their job, or their primary job, is to make money, make a profit, put something out that people could possibly want. And then how many more people are buying watches? Because I will tell you, the Bulova watches that I see out in the wild aren't the ones that enthusiasts are recommending. I don't see the the Lunar Pilot. I went to a comedy show 2 weeks ago. Or was it? No. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see. It was a week after my son passed. My wife and I went to a comedy show to kind of just, get out of the, whatever. And every watch that I looked at was shiny, had like rhinestones, or like they were fake diamonds. I know they weren't real. Some of them may have been real, but like most of them were just like watches that you see at certain stores that some people don't buy, like the middle of the mall. I saw a bunch of those, but I saw 7. I counted them. There were 7 Bulova watches that had the crystals in them. I was looking because they were like around me, and I was like, that's interesting. I saw a Precisionist. Boulevard Precisionist, and I said, yo, that's crazy. So I saw a bunch of Boulevards, and I saw a couple Citizen pieces. But I saw a ton of Invicta, a gang of Invicta. I mean, the Pro Diver Scuba, the Pro Diver. I seen the Magnums, bro. Man, them people was going crazy. I had to have seen well over 20 Invicta pieces, which I had my Pro Diver 9937 OB on, because I had, the black shoe. I had my black J's on, so it matched. And bruh, at the end of the day, when YouTubers get through talking about what watches is the best to get, I'm gonna tell you what's out here, especially where I'm at right now in this area. I've seen more Invicta timepieces out here than anything. That's real talk. Let's see. I do want to experience various movements and complications in my personal watch journey. At the same time, I must be true to my design language. It's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with buying a watch for, let's say, $200. Or if you're gonna do, let me throw some watches out there to you. The Islander, you can buy a number of Islander watches depending on what model, anywhere from what, oh my gosh, one under $200 all the way up to, I think the most expensive is under 700. That one he did the collaboration with TGV. Or you can go to Spinnaker and there's a bunch of watches in that $200 price range, $250. They do collaborations with SpongeBob and like whatever, if that's your design language. Deep Blue is another a decent one. If you still want to get into Invicta, there's so many different options out there. But if you want to get that, and then just say, hey, I'm going to save up to buy you have to know that though. You have to know what watch you're looking for, right? And I still say, Herodia is a company that's owned by Squale, and they have a lot of homages to Rolex. And I said this earlier. I actually like the Air King. I love that design. I like the Datejust design. I like the Submariner. I like the Yachtmaster. I just think these watches are like, they're amazing looking watches, but I know dude, you could be a tax check away from buying one of those watches. I don't want to spend that kind of bread on a Rolex. So for all of you guys that like the Rolex and you say, hey man, I hate when people homage the brand that I love, and you have every right to feel that way, but realistically, especially in 2025, people pocketbooks, they don't let them go up to a $10,000 watch. They may not even be responsible enough to have that watch. Because you spend that kind of bread, you're not gonna be wearing that watch every day. You're gonna baby that thing, man. Case in point, there's people that got their Rolexes in safes and they pull them out like 2 or 3 times a year. I don't identify with that because I like to wear my watches, man, on a regular. All prices are going to go up because I saw and I watched Mark as he broke it down, man, with the tariffs and stuff like that. So shoot, that's another thing that's like I'm going to enjoy going to the shows this year. Most definitely. I'm definitely going to enjoy going to the shows, y'all. But as far as buying watches, nah, man, I'm Gucci, man, because my collection as it stands right now, and I did get a rep, man. Look, I got rid of a lot of my major pieces, and I don't regret it whatsoever. It was for a great cause, and I'm still getting rid of stuff, man. Just to, like, right now help out with my grandbaby and stuff like that. So I don't care. But I do have a set of watches that I consider to be non-negotiable. They will not leave my collection, right? You know what I'm saying? I got other stuff that I can sell in place of those. My Kokomo timepiece, the first. My Nomadic Mirai 401. That's this piece right here with the crazy creamy lume. This watch is so dynamic to me. I like this watch so much, man. Like, I just think it's an amazing watch. And that was a debate I had with another collector, was the price. And I said, man, you have to love it in order to spend $1,000 on a watch, or it's $1,100. And if you're like anybody else, when you're thinking, if I'm going to spend $1,100, what are my options? And somebody that, if you had $1,100 budget, you may say, I'm gonna either buy one watch or I'm gonna buy a couple. Because I'm gonna say this, and y'all can fight me in the comments if you like. I think Tissot is a one watch company brand. If you're just getting into watches, I will like, hey man, buy Tissot and you good to go. That's it. I think Tissot is one of the best brands out there that offers a number of great watches. But your watch a brand new watch may not be your thing, because I'm looking at some old glycine back from the 90s. I've been on eBay. So I know what I said I was gonna get for this year. I may not even get what I said I was gonna get, man, because I'm just looking at some older pieces, man. I just want to, enjoy life, the rest of the life that I have. Oh, let me get into comments before I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Homages are fine, and we don't do fakes over here. But as I understand, tariffs are going to make our economy stronger. As a matter of fact, as were the president back in the day who paid the country's debt that way. We'll see how that works out, bro. We'll see. Buy Tissot, you good to go. That should be their slogan. Oh man, there about to be a lot of people selling their high-end watches for pennies on the dollar during this dumb administration. Oh, I know you don't tolerate fakes, Trap. Oh no, hey man, it did these people. Hey, listen. I'm gonna say this for all of you, what I call you guys, you bushmasters. Those are you that's in the bushes right now, that's watching, and you're either in China or wherever you are, and you're hitting me up on Instagram saying, "Hey, Trap, I got the deal of the year for you." I'm like, okay, what's the deal? I got a bunch of fakes, man. Like they got papers, they got this. Don't bother wasting your time, because one thing I will never, ever, 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 ever do is allow you to send me a fake Rolex, a fake Brigade, a fake anything on my channel for me to promote for other people to buy. If you ever see a fake watch on my channel, it is to expose its fakeness and show how close to the real thing it comes. It is a promotional tool, and I don't think I want to do that, because I saw Jody. He said something. I remember Jody got canceled. YouTube kicked him off for having a fake watch or like talking about it. You have to go back and look at the details. I can't remember all the details per se, but I don't even want to do that. So no fake, nothing. I'm not promoting fakes, man. And you guys are saying that you're watching my YouTube channel and you're going over to Instagram to offer me all these fake knockoffs. Knock it off, because I ain't going. I'm going to do what I do every time. I ignore your message. I promise you. So don't even waste your time. If I didn't make myself clear before, I don't do fakes on my channel. I'm not doing fake Invicta. And if you, for those of you guys ask, people faking Invicta? Yes, people faking everything. Everybody want to make money. Everybody want to make money. There's fake Timexes. There's fake Casios. I saw a fake G-Shock. I was like blown away. Fake G-Shock. Oh, I was like, wow, that's crazy. So nope, not going whatsoever. No hostilities here at all. Hey, more friendships have been broken over politics. Yeah, oh yeah. Oscar, that was best and small. Also, global economy was totally different. Oh yeah. I saw a fake PRX. Oh man, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Man, people will fake anything, man. People fake anything, bro. Like I seen the fake gold teeth or diamond teeth and stuff. Which I mean, I guess whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's your thing. But I'm not doing with a watch, man. If you like it, get it, bro. Like get the watch, man. Cause I mean, dude, when you get through with, I saw how much was that darn fake? Oh my gosh. There was a guy selling fake Rolexes, and they were like $600, I think they were. And I said, bro, do you understand how much watch you can get for that price? Go on Mark's website. He has some homage pieces, and don't sleep on it. I understand people don't like the NH35, but I'm like, NH35 is undefeated. NH36, NH38, rock with them. You still get the sweeping motion of your watch, and you can wear it and forget about it. It's very forgiving, unlike some Swiss brands, to where if you set it at the wrong time of the day, you can very well damage you, and you will damage your watch. The NH35 is very forgiving. It is very forgiving. That's all I'm going to say. Plus, you can knock it around. Plus, it's good on vacation. Plus, it's not, you ain't got to worry about somebody trying to rob you while you out. And then people in the UK, Southern UK, they like, yo, they robbing you for watches that's over 200 pounds, 300 pounds. They robbing you for it, bro. So, yeah, you can say what you will about the NH35. You know what I'm saying? Fakes are just a way to fund criminal enterprises. I know, man. Lex Luthor. Oh, I think Lex Luthor is real, man. Like he's a real entity, man. He's the one that started fake watches. He's making fake watches, man, just to make augmentations to his body to become a superior being or something like that. Like y'all don't understand, man. Like y'all buying them fake watches, man. You got you're funding terrorism, man. Like your dollars being spent on stuff that, man. Mm-hmm. And then when you see your favorite watch company go under, they like, man, what happened? Like people was buying more fakes than they were buying the actual real thing, so they went out of business. Fake watches, man. This was a report from last year. This thing's like an $8 billion company industry. Because they're faking, they put in fake, not just what watches, but like the chains and necklaces and stuff like that too. So yeah, there we go. I need the heat back on my feet cold. I woke up to snow today, y'all. T White. There's even solid, real 18 karat gold fake Rolexes. Yeah, I seen them, John. I seen them. It's people in our area that sells these fake watches, man. I can't do it. I cannot do it. How you recognize it was a fake G-Shock? Because it didn't say G-Shock. It was C-Shock. It said C-Shock. It said C-Shock on it. I guess when it was printing, it didn't put the G on here, so it says C-Shock. I was like, man, bro, that's crazy. And then some of them uses that same. So Invicta came out with their G-Shock style or Casio style. I know G-Shock does not use all those different colors, and if you press and hold the button a certain way, it'll start flashing like the police. Like that's fake. I knew that was fake. Hey, man, I'm telling you, it didn't, and you can tell where it was supposed to be a G, but it just didn't print all the way. I was like, he said, yeah, buddy, man, that's he said, I get that for $79.99. I said, bro, that's fake. He said, no, it's real G-Shock. I said, that's a C-Shock, bro. Man, it's in the middle of the mall. They still got them over here right now. I'm like 5 minutes away from the mall. I'm in the parking lot. So, yeah. He said C-Shock. I'm no good. Oh. Hey, man, I'm out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, man, support. I didn't get a chance to really say it. You guys sent a lot of messages on my community page, man, of condolences, all the people that's been sending flowers. I appreciate you guys sending flowers for my son's funeral, man. Man, that's all I can tell you. My wife sends, like, she's not going to get on here at all. Because as you guys know, it's hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with. But y'all keep praying. Please send positive messages for my family, because this is a very difficult time for us. But for those that didn't thank for the flowers, I appreciate you guys. All of my Invicta family, thank you guys, man. 757, the Maryland, all you guys, I appreciate all of you guys, man. If I don't call you by name, I am throwing this out. My heart is overwhelmed with that. Regardless of the pain I'm feeling, I'm overwhelmed with the support. You guys have been nothing but amazing, man. Information Man, I appreciate you broadcasting everything that you did, man. You guys are phenomenal human beings, man. So I thank you guys for what you do. Man, dude, I can't say it enough. And I'm gonna get off because, like, let me just go. Thank you guys so much, man. And I'll catch you guys next week, man. Y'all be blessed.